Yes, respected sadhakas, most welcome for this great divine endeavor of ours, trying to do the adhyanam of our greater than the greatest of the scriptures, the final authority of knowledge, called as Vedanta through Upanishads. By this our 2 3 years of attempt, by now you must be clear that to understand deeply, sublimely, in all details this great Upanishad and its theme, we are required to be made up of different matter and material altogether in our antakarana. And other than through the Shastra Adhyanam, knowing the truth, there is no way for liberation. So from now onwards, we have to create that material in us by which these deeper details of Shastra we are able to comprehend and understand, and also accept the importance of Paramatma as the goal, as well as whatever the sadhanas we have to do, outer and inner. Every aspect of that also should become crystal clear to us. In that direction, we have to move from now. Preparing our matter inside through that, through the study of Shastra, knowing Paramatma alone is the goal, and then what are the means. After these three are done, then only we will be truly, genuinely, unambiguously, knowingly, consciously walk on the spiritual path to reach to the goal. Till now, all our efforts gave this knowledge that we can't know anything easily unless our inner metal material equipment is so tuned to that. Put it in other way around, with the antakarana in Rajo and Tamo Guna, these great themes of Upanishads, etc., cannot be easily comprehended or understood or remembered, or the due value importance is given for dedicating life for it only through sadhana. But when we have made our antakarana sattvika and shuddha, with that antakarana, listening, understanding, knowing the importance of this jnanam, that this alone is the giver of mukti, those clarities will come. After that, the two efforts of knowing what is sadhana and solely single pointedly dedicating our life only for the sadhana to reach the siddhi will happen, which is very essential. So, look into our own life now. How much has the clarity come to us in our heart? And what is the lifestyle we are 24 hours living? Not 1 hour class, half an hour puja. No, that won't help. That's in the beginning days. Only at the time pass, when the spirituality taken as time pass or a prestige aspect, that time it is allowed. But for the true spiritual understanding and growth, 24 hours, our attitude matters. Our ideas, our intentions, what is going on continuously in us. Otherwise, what will happen? During the class time, we understand Bhagavan, Paramatma, even may accept uh, on the strength of our faith in Guru and Shastra that Paramatma to be the goal. But once we are out of this class, where is our mind going for? What are our intentions? What are the thoughts? What are our plans? What we are making as our goal? Throughout the day, having the world as the goal, and only during the class, just understanding and tentatively accepting Paramatma as the goal will not help. So, through the Sattva by knowing the glory of Lord, through the Sattva by knowing that other than the truth, everything is just so deeply binding me because of my giving it undue value importance. Only then We eject out of this type of life, enter into the spiritual unfolding life, not 1 hour or 1 minute per day, but all 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, 4 weeks of the month, 12 months of the year until we reach the goal. Whoever have attained the truth reality, everyone were there like us only in the beginning days. Later on, they have understood the importance of total life dedicating for the truth and they went on doing it. Some of them did in the very life, half of the life, they heard from the gurus, understood and all. When they tried to do sadhana, they could not because the mind is again filled with the world as the goal. Then they, with again Guru's grace and Bhagavad Krupa, their own intellectual enquiry, they could come to strong understanding about the involvement in the world being big obstruction. Slowly they withdrew, slowly, delicately, systematically, without harming anything. They withdrew and they pursued and they reached. Those who have understood Paramatma's goal but could not do or manage this way, they pray to the Lord, "O Lord, the next life, I just want to do sadhana and reach you, no other thing." And so firmly they made resolution that Vakehi in the next life, right from the beginning, they just pursued only the path of truth and they realized. These are the two categories. And the third category is what? Like you and I right now, where spending time, qualitative time, no doubt, about listening to the Shastra Upanishad, but that much qualitative manana is not done to accept fully that only Paramatma has to be the goal and the entire life has to be dedicated only for that. This aspect has not yet deeply dawned into us. That's how we take both the worldly vyavahara and spiritual study together. And in that togetherness, spiritually we don't grow anything at all. Vyavahara thoda because spiritual background, we may do it little better. But unless we come to this clarity that Paramatma Prapti ke liye, all our efforts, mind has to be directed towards that only. Because again, the basic thought Paramatma is real, everything is superimposed on him. If our drishti is on the superimposed all the time, how we can focus on the substrate? All the vasanas, all thoughts, all the activities are giving value to the superimposed. Then where is the approach to reality happening in this? Nowhere except listening in the class. Therefore, these subtle maturities, by God's Guru's grace, more than that, our own personal efforts, they start coming thoda thoda, little by little only. In a month or in a year, one idea, one thought will come. Maybe for one whole life, only one thought we may get. But that is sufficient for setting us right in the next coming life. So, this is how the purpose of all the study of Shastra and purpose of human endeavors also, finally to know the truth. So may we have all these clarities completely and having that clarity with full dynamism, willingness, joyfully, let us engage not only during class and during selected period of 1 or 2 hours of sadhana, but all 24 hours. Let our drishti be only in preparing ourselves for the final journey of contemplation and meditation in which we recognize this Paramatma as our own self. तो इसके लिए जो विवेक चाहिए, जो वैराग्य चाहिए, जो मन का संतुलना को बनाना चाहिए, हमेशा एक शांत स्थिति में रहना चाहिए। ये सारे हमको सीखना पड़ता है और सीखने से आ जाते हैं सब। If we try, we can learn all these things. If we don't try, nothing will come to us. So let us understand the need of trying and let us truly try and let us truly gain all this inner and outer qualification for exclusively walking spiritual path to know the truth, goal, reality. May it happen to all of us. With the prayers, like every day, let us enjoy our Upanishad Ucharana, enjoy our Adhyanam of the Upanishads Taittiriya with Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyam. In that calm, cool, composed antakarana, with full faith in what we are doing, the Shastra Dhanam, in the Shastra, in the theme of the Shastra, in Paramatma, in the Guru Parampara. With that, every day, slowly, steadily, we have to grow. So, in our chanting part, yesterday we have seen up to the 12th paragraph in the first one. Today, we will conclude that first Prathama Shiksha Valli in our Parayanam. No, पूरा नहीं हो सकता. We can do up to त्रिशंकोर वेदानुवचनम तक करेंगे. ओम सय एषोऽन्तरहृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एषस्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुव इति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणो व्यानोपान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाक्त्वक् चर्ममागः सग्गस्नावास्तिमज्जा एतदधिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत् पाङ्क्तं वा इदगं सर्वं पाङ्क्तेनैव पाङ्क्तग्गः स्पृणोतीति ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगं सर्वं ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्यो श्रावयेत्या श्रावयन्ति ओमिति सामानि गायन्ति ओगुं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ति ओमित्यध्वर्युः प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मणः प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराथीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धि तपस्तद्धि तपः अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भवयेव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्। एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम् अस्मिन् कर्मणि ये निष्ठिताः दृढसङ्कल्पाः बद्धसङ्कल्पाः तेषां सर्वेषां बाह्य अभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा शक्तिसाधना सम्पदा सानुकूल्यतानां प्राप्तिद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं श्री आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्वामावीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ तृतीया भृगुवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः। ॐ भृगुर्वै वारुणिः वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत् प्रोवाच अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तं होवाच यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति सदवोतप्यत सदवस्तप्त्वा। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Friends, let us salute Parabrahma Tattva Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishimani Guru Devata, especially our Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas of Vedavyasa, Vaishnampayana, Yajnavalkya, Adya Shankara, and also all our Gurus. In this Taittiriya Upanishad, we have seen the Shiksha Valli, then exhaustively the Brahmananda Valli. We have entered into the third last Bhrugu Valli. In this Bhrugu Valli, before first Anuvaka is taken up, exhaustively what we studied, the second Brahmananda Valli is summarized for our clarity. We have seen this also yesterday, day before. We just browse through the chanting, then try to gather the ideas which are beautifully spread here as the summary of what is studied in the Brahmananda Valli, which is so crucial. So, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is the Sarupa Lakshana of the Brahma, obtaining whom ultimate is obtained. And how that Brahma has to be achieved? This is a process which is informed. How? He is the creator of the whole world. He is the one who is entered into the world and he himself is expressing in a specific form. Then what is the sadhana? Go to that specific expression of Brahman and draw out all those specialities. Then that non-specific, non-special, Nirvishesha Brahma discover as yourself. Once this is discovered, the creation of the Akasha Adi, the whole world, entry, all of them are understood to be not so real. Real is Parabrahma. If at all it is there, only an appearance. Then why vehemently, so strongly, the Srishti, Shruti, Pravesha, Shruti were given to draw our attention toward that Brahma Tattva. So, without making our attention towards Brahma Tattva, all this process study, how much ever we do, it is waste. And without going through this process, bringing our attention to the Brahma Tattva also is not possible. Knowing this very clearly, the Shruti Mata and the Rishis have guided us in this Upanishad. So that Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma, what did he do? Akashadi Karyam Annamayantam Srushtuva. He has created the Karyam starting from Akasha up to Annamaya, Samashti level. Then what did he do after that? Tadeva Anupravishtam. He entered that. Be clear, no ambiguity. He has created Akasha up to Annamaya, then he entered into it. Tadeva Anupravishat. Having entered what he to do, Visheshavad iva upalabhyamanam. He is expressing with the Visheshanasu, having entered. And in that way, through that Visheshana, he is available for us to start to approach. Finally, he has to be discovered as Nirvishesha Brahma Aham Swarupa. But somewhere we have to start at this level. Other than, unless if it is spoken in the Vishesha Rupa, we cannot even start comprehending. Because for us right now, the instruments of knowledge are Buddhi, Mana, Indriya. And these will work only when there are Visheshanas. Brahman is everywhere there, but is Nirvisheshana. Therefore, everywhere there Brahman cannot be recognized by these Upadhis to begin with. Therefore, Upalabdhi Sthana, Upalabdhi Dwara, Upalabdhi Paddhati. Upalabdhi Sthana is Hridaya Akasha. Upalabdhi Dwara is the inquiry. Upalabdhi Paddhati is observing first him in the Visheshana Rupa, then drop the Visheshana, then we discover that is me. So Visheshavad expressing, it is not said like that. Visheshavad Upalabhyamanam. Therefore, the Lord expressing through the specific Visheshanas, having entered the created world, is for us, for Him to be available for us. So, in what Vishesha Rupa is expressed, we have seen. in the Panchamahabhutas, through their specific Lakshana Rupa, he is expressing. But all the discovery is objective only. So too in the Panchakoshas also is expressing through the Vishesha, but all that also is objective. But only in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, there is slowly the shifting attention from objective to subjective. Because in that Vijnanamaya Guha only, this is happening, which we have to recognize. Guru has told we have to recognize. What is happening in Vijnanamaya Kosha? The Vishesha Anubhava of ours. That Vishesha Anubhav se Vishesha chhod do, to Nirvishesha Anubhava will come. That is moksha. And what is the Vishesha Anubhava we are having? Ki I am the seer, I am the listener, I am the feeler, I am the thinker. All these Vishesha Anubhavas, every you and I are having in your Hridaya Akasha. So, how many things are there? There are three. One is I, second is am, third is listener. I am seer. Listener through ears, seer through the eyes. I am feeler, mananakarta, manta, through the intellect, vijnata. So, the three things, I am, and the listener. So, this am and I is pure conscious existing me. The same me be attentive, becoming listener through the ears. If we can, by some yoga sadhana, some introverted sadhana, that through the ears listening, if we can drop, and yet don't go into the sleep, because through his ears listening, having dropped every day, we are going to the sleep. Not that way. Consciously, if you can drop the sounds heard as well as the ear which is listening, also the mana buddhi which are functioning behind the ear to recognize what is the sound and to decide what to respond. If this drama somehow if you can drop and yet don't enter into the sleep, then I am listening may say all the listening when it is dropped, I am will be experienced. For that way giving the I am experience, which is the experience of Aham Brahmasmi, that Shruti Mata has told us this Brahman having created the world, enter the world to express. Why? What did he do? He created a world. Why did he create a world? To enter. Why did he enter the world? To express. Why he has expressed to the world? For us to recognize. This is the only Upalabdhi Dwar for the Brahma Jnanam. No other way there is. So, in this way, Annamayantam Sushtva Tadeva Anupravishtam Visheshavadiva Upalabhyamanam. So these are in three sentences. The entire Brahmananda Valli, its gist and most important knowledge is conveyed to us. तो इसको भी हमें बहुत seriously अंदर लेना पड़ेगा. We have to take this. Oh, the Lord, He created the Akasha, the Annamaya. He entered and is expressing with Visheshanas for us to reach to Him through those Visheshanas. And when we recognize that Visheshana Yukta Aham first, then when the Visheshanas are dropped, then the Nirvishesha Aham Brahmasmi is experienced. And while all this talk discussion is done, even though there is no other alternative than explaining the Brahman as objective, but always remember the discussion is happening as if we are talking about some Brahman other than us. But that way the feeling should not be. The feeling should be, I am the Brahman, about me the Brahman, to approach that experience. These all processes are told. In that way, subjectively we have to feel it. क्योंकि जब किसी को कुछ बोलना पड़ता है ऑब्जेक्टिवली बोलते जाते हैं, like Tattvamasi, as if the Tat is something else. It is your own self. But in the explanation, उसके बारे में बोलते हैं ऐसा, वो करके. लेकिन समझने के टाइम वो नहीं, मैं के रूप में हमको लेना पड़ता है. So I, the Brahman, is made to realize by me, by focusing, making me focus my attention on the Vishesha expression. Yesterday we saw the Gneya Vastu, the Jnanam. When somebody drops, then he can go to the Jnata. When Gneyavastu Jnanam dropped, the Jnata is no more a Jnata, then is a pure Jnapti. As simple as this is meditation in understanding. But in practice, to drop the Gneya Vastu is the biggest problem because our vasanas desires. That is what the tapasya we are going to study in the Bhrugu Valli. Slowly. Now, having said these three things about Parabrahma, that he is Satyam Jnanam Anantam is his Swarupa Lakshana, he has created and entered the world, and in a Vishesha Rupa is expressing for our recognition. Okay, very simple, direct, clear. Therefore, what he said is Tasmat. What is Brahma then? Sarva Karya Vilakshanam. He is Vilakshana from all the Karya of the Pancha Upadhi inside us and all the Akashat. Second, Adrushyatwadi Dharmakam. The one who has got Adrushye, Anatme, Anirukte, Anilene Dharma. And that itself is Anandam. And that itself is Aham iti Vijaniyat. In this entire paragraph, though every line is essence of the Brahmananda Valli, among therefore every line is important. But among all those important things, the most important is this Ananda Rupa Brahma, which is Adrushya Anatma Anirukta Anilayana Lakshana Wala hai, which is not having the Lakshanas like that of Karya, then Brahman Ahameva. It is not an object other than me. It is to finally recognize as my own self. Then only I will be with that experience that I am Brahman, finding my infinitude, free from my finitude experiences which I had at the time of my ignorance, and ignorance created upadhi identification. अविद्या जनित उपाधियों के तादात्म्य के कारण मैं अपने आप को जब लिमिटेड मानता था, उस लिमिटेशन रूपी बंधन से तभी मुझे मुक्ति होगी व्हेन दिस सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म और अदृश्य अनात्म अनिरुक्ते वाला ब्रह्म और द आनंद स्वरूप ब्रह्म और दैट ब्रह्म व्हिच इज सर्व कार्य विलक्षण आई एक्सपीरियंसेस माई सेल्फ फोकस ऑन दैट. It is not an objective, thoughtful knowledge. It is not an information. समाचार नहीं ये है. It's not any that type of detail. The main important is tadeva aham iti vijaniyat. That vijaniyat also not intellectually again, experientially. Focus on this point. Till that time, the mukti has not come. You may have understood intellectually. You may be trying it through contemplation, but yet not yet reached. Only when the experience comes, we have reached. And when the experience comes, we note also that we have reached. Then little, what do you say, the certification the Guru does. गुरु महाराज यहाँ तक पहुँच गए हो क्या? हाँ बेटा थोड़ा आगे जाके राइट ले लो, हो जाएगा. आगे गए, राइट हो गया, हाँ गुरु महाराज अब हो गया रे बाबा. So aham eva iti vijaniyatu. This is called as Brahma Jnanam, Brahma Vidya, taught in all Upanishads. In this Upanishad, in this way taught, in this second Brahmananda Valli. Okay. Now, iti vijaniyat, most important is anupraveshasya tadartatvat. Therefore, in this Brahmananda Valli, having created, Bhagavan entered into it. The purpose of saying entered into it is this one. अनुप्रवेशस्य तदर्थत्वात्. So the अनुप्रवेश श्रुति का अर्थ क्या है? To recognize our identity with the Brahman in our own meditational seat, which is called as हृदय गुहा. ध्यान में हम हृदय गुहा में पहुंचते हैं. वहां यहाँ ये वाला निर्विशेष अदृश्य अनात्मा अनिरुक्त अनिलेन रूप सोटु कार्य कारण विलक्षण आनंद स्वरूप ब्रह्म we recognize. तो देखो एक एक वर्ड कैचिंग, knowing its meaning and understanding the whole sentence and feeling about it and actually sitting on the seat of meditation and reaching to it. So these are the sadhanas we have to do. So are we fit for that? Not. Why? Sufficient upasanas are not done. Sufficient adhyanam, shravanam, mananam is not done. And sufficient viveka, vairagya we have not got. समझ लेना. So that's how we are studying Brahma Vidya, not understanding or doing sadhana. We are at the level of Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha only. Not even that. We are only at the Bhaja Govindam level only. Mudamate. I am telling about myself. But still, why are we studying? Only to clearly know that this ब्रह्म ज्ञान को पाने के लिए हमको इतने सीढ़ियां पार करनी है, इतना स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट करनी है साधना. To know that, like Arjuna taught the entire Brahma Jnana in Gita, but it won't enter into him. He'll have to start from scratch only. And what is the scratch? First, to fight the war in front of you without selfishness and without ego. Because he came to fight the war with selfishness and ego. My Rajyam, those fellows have taken, I will kill them and take my Rajyam. So that means Bhagavan taught him the first sadhana called as Karma Yoga, where Ahankara Raita, Phalasakti Raita, Vidyukta Dharma is done. So the war is your dharma now, duty. If you do it with your Phalasakti as well as Ahankara, it becomes samsara. That's how you are crying. No, don't make it a samsara, make it a sadhana. How? Do it not for phalasakti, it is for dharma stapana. Do not with ego, but knowing that the Lord has chosen you. So this is the first antakarana shuddhi. So Arjuna has to start from there only, even though whole Brahma Jnana is taught to him. He will have to start from where he is. So though we are also studying Brahma Jnanam, Brahma Vidya, our journey starts from where we are. From the guna standpoint, if we are in Rajotamo, we have to come to Sattva Guna. From the Viveka Vairagya standpoint, if you are full of Raga Dvesha in the world, then through Viveka, we have to get out of that, come to the Vairagya Sthiti. So, from the Yoga Bhasha, if our Chitta is in the Kshipta Moda Vikshipta Bhumika, through Parikarma Sadhanas, and through the Ishvara Pranidhana, the Kriya Yoga Sadhana, we have to bring the Chitta to the Ekagra Bhumika. So, Bhasha kuch bhi ho, but we have to start from where we are. So too, where is Indriya Niyantrana? Where is Mano Niyantrana? Now, these are all basic things without which वेदांत में कोई बैठ आ भी नहीं सकते, बैठ भी नहीं सकते, क्वालिफाइड नहीं है वो. Just like 5.25 फुट वाला, if he goes for the army training, आर्मी अपने उसका हाइट देख कर ही भगाते हैं. You are not fit. मे बी गुरखा रेजिमेंट में होते होंगे, आई डोंट नो. Even Russians have taken them. Height come. The first qualification is height and chest and shoulder. A patlu dublu, whose chest is 48, 86 is required. If he goes there 48, 49 wala, you can't lift the rifle, it will fall. You are not fit for the army work. You are fit for in the army only kansama. ऐसे वाले काम के लिए you are fit. Not for the bullet and rifle, but the other things. First qualification you are disqualified. Like in civil services, prelims only you have not qualified, and the mains interviews के लिए कहाँ होगा. In the same way, if we have failed in the sense control, we have failed in the mind control, spirituality is only a time pass for us, not serious, sincere sadhana. From this standpoint, if you observe from last 3-4 years, therefore, what have we done is nothing but time pass. If at home, if we have not done all these sadhanas for preparing ourselves to qualify for the actual journey towards our Brahma Swarupa, ये सब नहीं किया है तो सिर्फ हम टाइम पास कर रहे हैं क्लास के लिए, और ये चलता रहेगा टाइम पास सिलसिला फॉर मिलियंस ऑफ लाइव्स. वी कैन जस्ट लिसन द शास्त्र and remain as we are ever as a samsari if we have not taken up the charge and work of deliberately making us qualified. That is why the third Valli actually, Bhrugu Valli. सुन तो लिए बाबा, समझ तो लिए, बट आगे बढ़ना भी है ना. सुन तो लिए बद्रीनाथ इज ग्रेट टू गो, समझते लिए भी लिए कि ऐसे ऐसे जाना है, बट दैट वोंट हेल्प अस. यू हैव टू कवर योर लेजीनेस and attachment to the world, things at your own house. Then book the tickets, then actually pack yourself and start traveling. बड़ा baggage लेकर, sweater, jacket सब लेके जाना पड़ता है वहाँ घर से. Then there you have to walk, stand in line for darshanam. Then the joy of having the Narayana darshan in that so divine atmosphere we will have. In the same way, moksha ananda giving Brahma darshanam will happen, which will be so beautiful, nothing greater than that, nothing equivalent to that. Only when we reach in our anubhuti that Aham Brahmasmi. But for that, we have to start from where we are. Everyone is at different levels of maturity. They have to start from there. There is no comparison. All of us can together study Shastra, can together understand Shastra, but travel is not together. Each one is at different level. Somebody is already conquered through Viveka, the Vairagya आ गया होगा, the उनके लिए फिर समाधि साधना and ध्यान. But the others who have not conquered, they have to struggle there, which may take some 10 lives, 15 lives. For them to do the Viveka and understand the ephemerality of the world and get into the पूर्ण वैराग्य, para and अपरा वैराग्य. लगता है भैया मेहनत करने से. मेहनत करेगा भी नहीं तो ये लगेगा ही नहीं. वो मतलब लगेगा ही नहीं मतलब होगा ही नहीं. So have I taken my life into my hands? Have I observed? Am I observing what I am doing and what is going on in me? Now, is it conducive to spirituality or opposite? If it is opposite, how to mold it to be conducive? In that, what are the struggles I have to go through? What are the sacrifices I have to do? So, is some internal deep research. That's what for decades together those sadhakas sit in those ashrama or in the caves, do all these things. In that heat of this called the Bhasya. In that heat of the Bhasya only, all the weaknesses, the tendencies, the dependency, the raga, dvesha, they slowly get burned, which take lot of time. Then only in our efforts we get the mind gathered into concentration. After the mind intellect got into concentration subtlety, then only the inquiry into the truth, as indicated in the Brahmanda Valli, will start. And this is how we have to travel and reach. Goal is given, path is given, but we have to prepare ourselves and walk in the path to reach the goal. If the preparation is not there, goal remains there, path remains there, we remain in our samsara. Many people, bechare, are like that. But maybe in 10, 20 lives, slowly they will also come onto the path. वहाँ भी थोड़ी देर चलकर फिर से पीछे आ जाते. फिर अगले जन्म में और थोड़ा ज्यादा. This is how evolution happens. To you and I also. In earlier lives, we might have tried. To some level, we have come. And again, retrieved back to our own earlier. This life, little more journey we are doing up, studying all Upanishads, which is only minimum. Maybe in the next life, truly we may try and develop our real Viveka, real Vairagya. एक पूरा जन्म उसी के लिए लगता होगा. अगर इस जन्म में नहीं मिला है तो मिल गए तो वेरी गुड, स्ट्रेट अवे यू कैन गो फॉर मेडिटेशन. मिल गया विवेक वैराग्य अगले 2-3 जन्म में, then again study shastra, know the truth. Even after vairagya, still the upadhis are wrongly trained to be worldly, so they have to be again molded back. विवेक वैराग्य नहीं है तो we will never try to mold our faculties for meditation. Rather, whatever raga dvesha desires we have in vasana may kosha, that will push our faculties to be extroverted. While all this is happening, we will be studying shastra also, लेकिन कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Like so many social movies, value oriented movies we have seen, but कोई फर्क पड़ा क्या हमको? Did we change ourselves? No. Same like this Upanishad study also is like that. We study all that, but we never change. So he says, कि तस्य एवं विजानतः, when one that way discovers himself to be that Ananda Brahma, which is Adrushya Anatma, Ityadi Lakshana Yukta. And how he discovered? Through the Pravesha Shruti Paddhati. And in that, Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma, he created, he entered, he is specifically expressing. Through that specific expression, which is Upalabdhisthana, reach Brahman. The one who this way discovers, not only gets Anandam, not only gets the Vairahityam, third one is what? Tasya Vijanatha, Shubha Shubhe Karmani, Janmantararambhake na bhavataha. You will not have any more the Shubha Ashubha Punya Bhava Karma, which are otherwise the cause for the subsequent samsara in subsequent janmas. बार बार जन्म लेकर बार बार संसारी बनने का अभी उनके लिए नहीं रहेगा. Because all the Shubha Shubha Vasana go away of him. The one who discovered that self as himself. So, if that's not discovered, then we have the Vasanas, we have the Shubha Shubha Karma, and they give us the Phala in the form of Janmantara. Janmantara is other Janma. Again, there we are forced. Remember, whenever the Janmantara said that whole Janma, unless we consciously try for sadhana, it is given with the conditionings. The condition of the body's limitations, condition of the place where you are born, condition of all the family members, friends who are there around you. You are not free from that because of the vasanas of punya papa to get the sukha and dukkha, which are the result of punya papa. So you have to go through only, you can't avoid. जन्मांतर साधना में भी सिद्धि मिलने तक जन्मांतर तो होता ही रहता है. But then every janma will be less problematic, more convenient for the sadhana if you are deliberately doing sadhana. नहीं कर रहे हैं साधना तो सिर्फ सुनने को ही होता है, बाकी संसार फंसे ही रहते हैं. Like we come to the class, after that fighting with wife, fighting with husband or children, fighting with servant. Same samsara. Where is Brahma Vidya? Where is Lado Jagada for small little things? That's the prarabdha. We brought it. That slowly reduces if you become sadhakas, serious. And when the siddhi happens, there all shubha shubha karma goes away. Therefore, janma arambha ka karana are not there. Therefore, you will no more be a samsari. Even if he is born, he will be born by Lord Leela without bondage for the service of the world. Think about these things. If some details we have missed here, for the lack of time, you can contemplate on this topic. What is the meaning of Shubhak Shubhe Karmani na Sprushata? Therefore, Janmantara na, what is it? Ki Janmantara Arambhake na Bhavataha. Now, all these sentences, what Shankara says, it has got the authority of other Upanishads. उन्होंने कोट नहीं किया यहाँ, लेकिन उपनिषदों का सार ही है. So, in this way, हम ब्रह्मास्मि अनुभूति is not gained, then in that ignorance, in that vasanas, again and again we go on getting the janma. And every janma will be like this only. Struggle, struggle, struggle. हम भुलक्कड़ है इसलिए हमारे struggles को भूल गए. You understand? Right from being in the womb of mother and thrown into the earth, every day it was a struggle only for us. For survival, for security and all that. ये सब नहीं रहेगा once we discover our essential self. इति एवं, in this way, आनंदवल्याम विवक्षिता अर्थ. देखो the beauty of Shankara's भाष्य. प्रवेश श्रुति का पर्पस क्या है वो भी बता दिए. Finally, purpose of Anandavali he has concluded here. What is the purpose of Anandavali? Therefore, to realize our own essential Brahma Atma Swarupa, so that there are no any residue, Ajnana and Vasana left, causing the Uttara Janma bondages. If this is not done, we are forced, and depending on the vasanas we carry, as we saw yesterday in the Bhagavatam, Adhyatma Ramayanam, anywhere we can be put. But in this, as said in Gita 6th chapter, if you have consciously done sadhana, not only studied Shastra, consciously done some sadhana. And what is sadhana? The Vyatireka of the Anatma, Anvaya of the Atma Vastu. We are going to see all that. The Bhrugu is all about that only. When we have consciously done, then in the next life, conducive atmosphere to continue this sadhana, into that we are sent. है ना. शुचि नाम श्रीमताम गेहे योग भ्रष्ट विजायते अथवा योगी नामेव कुले भवति धीमताम तत्र तम बुद्धि संयोगम लभते बहुदेकम यत तेज ततो भूया संसिद्धौ कुरुनंदन. पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनेव ह्रियते ह्यवशोपि. Because of the earlier lives abhyasa, we are fully forced to, we are pulled with force towards that particular practice. नहीं चाहते हुए भी आ जाएंगे. Like because your पूर्वाभ्यास of this very life, early morning उठकर क्लास में आ जाते हैं आप 3-4 लोग. In this very lives पूर्वाभ्यास. And others have other abhyasa, they sleep, they go somewhere else. They go for jogging, exercise. And they go. That facility always is there. Therefore, in a layman's language, if you say, my goal is to discover my essential self to be Brahman. For that, this sadhana I have to do. And I have started doing sadhana consciously. If these three things we can ensure, we have ensured our better lives further. If the Brahman is not taken as goal, if the world is taken as the goal, then the means also worldly things we have fully prepared our mind with. Next life we will have that only. Aage wala. So this is where we have to consciously choose and put our efforts and become qualified. Consciously it is like I am teaching to you. Without being conscious of this goal also, I can talk to you on Upanishads like a professor. So that will make an academic study. That won't make me a sadhaka to take me ahead. I have to consciously go on feeling the Brahma Anubhuti as Atma is my goal. And for that, this Anmaya Vyatireka is sadhana. And in that, this much I have done this life. When I ensure myself this way, the Lord also ensures by giving us in the next life same conducive atmosphere to continue. That's the meaning of Purvabhyasena Hriyate Hyavashopi. Jignasura Viroga Yogasya Shabda Brahmati Vartate. So these are the deliberate things we have to create in us. To create, we have to be alert. To be alert, we have to win Sattva Guna. To win Sattva Guna, we have to come out of Rajotamo. तो 10 साल के बाद मुझे इन सब बातों पे पकड़ मिलनी है, तो आज से उस दिन तक मुझे अपने आप को उपासना, जप, लॉट ऑफ सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन के द्वारा सत्व गुणी बनाना है. Be attentive. This is how the people, listeners, become sadhakas and do sadhana and get the siddhi. Like in my own case, I have to target my life. This is how it should be. At that time, I have to bring my antakarana to this level, which is very essential for my deeper meditation and all, and work towards it. What is happening to us is we are listening to the Shastra, taking our worldly life into our hands, but not spiritual sadhana as seriously as it has to be taken. If somebody has taken up, they are great. Congratulations. For them, the Krupa of Guru God is so much that quickly they will reach. But others, still we have not taken spiritual life into our hands. वेट कर रहे हैं अभी थोड़ा उपनिषद और भी होने दो, 2-4 फिर देखेंगे, या बाहर का ये काम और होने दो और वो भी होने दो. वो होता नहीं वो. उसको रहने दो करके छोड़ना पड़ता है. उसको होने दो करते तो होता ही रहता है. The ones who have done रहने दो और छोड़ दिया, उनको ही ये होता है, नहीं तो नहीं होता. Now, what is the purpose of the Pravesha Shruti explained? What is the meaning of Brahmana, essence of Brahmananda Valli also taught. कि न भवता इति एवं आनंदवल्याम विवक्षिता अर्थः. See how crystal clear Shuddha Sattva में our Adyankar Bhagwan is there, that so beautifully is summarizing precisely the essence of the Pravesha Shruti as well as Brahmananda Valli. Now, with these two things, he is making a concluding remark. What he says, therefore, Parisamapta cha Brahma Vidya. In this way, Brahma Vidya पूरी तरह से आपको पढ़ाया गया. थियोरिटिकल. अब एक ब्रह्म विद्या मिल जाने से मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन अंडरस्टैंडिंग, like I am now understood that I am that Brahman who is beyond Panchakosha, whose स्वरूप है सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम. whose मोक्ष हो गया क्या? ब्रह्म विद्या मिला है बट मोक्ष नहीं हुआ अभी. अनुभव आ गया क्या? मुझे तो नहीं आया अभी. देवर ब्रह्म विद्या परिसमाप्त हुआ, साधना अभी शुरू ही नहीं हुआ, उसको शुरू कराने के लिए भृगुवल्ली. सो समाप्ता ब्रह्म विद्या, परिसमाप्ता च ब्रह्म विद्या, कंप्लीटली ब्रह्म विद्या इज टोल्ड. एंड व्हाट इज द कंप्लीटनेस ऑफ ब्रह्म विद्या? ओनली टू थिंग्स. Clearly, thoroughly understanding the Pravesha Shruti, and through that Pravesha Shruti, we have to discover ourselves to be that Ananda Swarupa Brahma, having gained which there are no Shubha karma left in us, which are cause for Janmantar Arambha. See how summarizing. इतना एग्जॉस्टिवली डिटेलली बताया श्रुति माता ने भी और भगवान भाष्यकारा, एंड इवन प्रिसाइजली समराइज करके 2 सेंटेंस में भी बता सकते हैं. परिसमाप्त ब्रह्म विद्या. नो अतः परम मीन्स इसके बाद ब्रह्म विद्या साधनम, ब्रह्म विद्या साधनम वक्तव्यम. And what is the Brahma Vidya sadhanam to be told? In the 2-letter word, here itself Bhashyakara is saying. From now onwards, this 2-lettered word is the most important thing, most precious thing to be kept in our own heart very, very closely. The 2-lettered word is called tapaha. So, atah param Brahma Vidya sadhanam tapaha vaktavyam. Therefore, the first tapasya of coming to the class and listening regularly we have done. This is also a tapasya. That every day you get a morning, finish up your all regular course, whatever is to be done. Not easy just like that. Especially elderly age, उठने में ही दिक्कत होती है. उठो जाओ नहाओ. I know all that. I also go through. Not an easy tapasya. Very tough. This is one. That's how we are given the theoretical Brahma Vidya. Because we are doing that tapasya. Those who are not doing that tapasya, they have not even come here. Okay. Therefore, Brahma Vidya sadhanam, one part of tapasya I have done. Further, most important tapasyas we have to do. Therefore, that has to be told by the teacher. That is why the third Valli. So, what is the first Valli is Upasana. Upasana prepared us for Brahma Vidya. So, second Valli taught us all Brahma Vidya. Now, the Brahma Vidya theoretical, to experience it, we have to do the tapasya. The tapasya is said in the third Valli. What is tapasya? Actually, there will come in continuously. But in our life, generally, tapa means tapa. The hard work is called tapasya. In the heat of which all our upaditadatmya jiva bhava gets burnt. And what is that tapa actually? Going through the misery, dukkha. Which misery and dukkha? That misery and dukkha which we will experience, be attentive, when we have to give up our lower identities. है ना, जब हमारा routine life of samsara, when we give up, such a dukkha we get. That dukkha experienced and yet given up is called as tapasya. Is called tapa. So the tyaga is called as tapasya. For the sake of discovering the higher one, giving up the lower one is tapasya, tyaga. So I am happy sleeping up to 6:30. But I have to do meditation in the morning where throughout the day I am so busy. So what I do, those 2.5 hours of sleep, my God, I give up in the morning by getting up at 4 or 2 hours, 4:30. So those 2 hours, the nidra I gave up, tyag kiya, that is called as tapasya. Is it not? So too, when I am sitting for meditation, my mind is distracted into 1,000 channels. And all the channels are of nothing but the things and beings and situations. Why all this is happening? Because I am involving in newspaper, involving in the TVs, involving in the cell phone information, involving in the people in so many unnecessary things. All of them are entering and not allowing me to even do the japa Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Om Om. Now, there's no way तुम जितना भी दुख फील करो कुछ भी करो unless they are given up, है ना, the mind cannot come to quietness. है ना, ये मन नामक कुत्ते को भड़काने के लिए इन सारे विषयों को देकर और उसको कहते हो भड़को मत, वो कैसे चुप रहेगा? माइंड भड़क रहा है. दैट्स कॉल्ड द थॉट्स इन द माइंड, gurgling millions like the floods in North India in last 2-3 days through rains heavy. No, therefore, each one of them slowly giving up is called as tyaga. That is called tapasya. So too, when we sit for meditation, the body is aching. Is it not? Now, why the body is aching? Only one reason: heavy food and no proper exercise. There were reduction of the quantity of food, managing the quality of the food. For that, the tasty foods you have to give up. That is called tapasya. Then some mehnat at the physical level, depending on your age, we have to do for the flexibility of the body so that in the 10 minutes, 20 minutes, we can sit for meditation. I'm just explaining tapaha is a necessary sadhana. Without all this done, the theory which is learned, how can we experience it on the deep meditational seat? See, when we have to go beyond the intellect for the experience of it, we have to manage the intellect. That is called as tapasya. To manage the intellect, a step before it is called mind. You have to manage the mind, that is tapasya. Before the mind, it is sense organs. To manage the sense organs is another tapasya. Before that is our own body. Managing that is the tapasya. Before that, all the other outer vyavahara, that is tapasya. In that vyavahara, the objects, the people, what we understand about them, what the value we give to them, how much important they are. अरे ये सब मिलकर साधना होता है. साधना is not doing job for 20 minutes routinely like a person who goes to the office, works for 2 hours or 8 hours and comes back. In नौकरी थोड़े है, ये तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. दैट नौकरी इज नथिंग बट यू गेट सम मनी, दैट्स इट. उस जॉब का हमारे जिंदगी से कोई ताल्लुकात ही नहीं. बट साधना तो जिंदगी है. लाइफ इज साधना, साधना इज लाइफ. For that, every aspect has to be minded. Every means every aspect. You can't neglect even your looks of the eyes to the world. Because the moment you look at the world, immediately some impressions are created. They are enough to disturb our meditation. Does it mean that you can be always closing the eyes? No. Then what to do that you open the eye, still you don't get anything registered. What to do? Come to class for 2 years, you learn this technique. Open the eye and sleep. New technique learned in our classes. To see the world but yet don't create an impression of it. ये सीखना ही तपस्या होता है. Be with the same family, but don't involve in such issues in such manner that they create disturbance in the mind. That is called tapasya. And for Brahma Vidya Anubhuti, the only sadhana is tapasya, but tapasya has got all these explanations, all these meanings. The other tapasyas are what? If we forget the shloka, the meaning, the bhashyam, the main essential thing to be done on the ध्यान अवस्था. Therefore, उसको तैयार रखना भी एक तपस्या है. हमेशा स्मरण करना, रिपीट करना, रिवाइज करना. At the higher level, the tapasyas are negating all these koshas. Natvam deho nendriyani na prano na mano na dhihi. I am not Annamaya Kosha, I am not Prana, I am not Mano, I am not Vijnana, I am not Ananda, I am Brahma. ये तभी होगा जब इनके प्रति स्लेवरी हमारी कम होती है. तो without reducing slavery, for 1 hour like that on Siddha meditation or half an hour, like a parrot we may say the words. Saying the words like parrot when it says Say Ram Jai Ram Jai, does it know that it is saluting Lord Rama? वो बोल रहे हैं बस, somebody trained it. So to like a parrot रट करके हम बोले कि I am not there, it won't happen. After the class we come out, we are only Deha we are living after that meditation. It's a 24 hours job it is. Thereafter there is no meditation only while sitting. Throughout the day we are in meditation. Throughout the day. Remember, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga are not 2 hours per day. They are 24 hours per day. That is why the importance of deciding ourselves to be completely only the spiritual seekers seeking the spiritual truth. Have nothing to gain anything out of the world. And it is not difficult to achieve it. Only one thing, if you understand that the truth alone is reality, everything is unreal and mithya. If that can be grasped by us, when you know it is a mithya, you will not have desire for it. Like yesterday we saw in the evening class, when that shell is understood to be silver, we have value for it. The moment it is understood is a shell, no value, a shell not silver, then we don't value it, we only throw. जिसको हमने खुद ही हैंकी डालकर पकड़ के जेब में डाला, और किसी को दिखाए बिना गए दुकान में, वो हम ही उसको फेंक देते हैं. So the me who is running behind the world, when I took the world is real and valuable and important, myself will throw away the world. When I discover somehow through correct inquiry, the world is not true or real. And also it is a cause of bondage. This much if you can recognize, giving up, it becomes easier. आफ्टर दैट यू आर इन द सेम वर्ल्ड. अंतर लक्ष्य बहिर्दृष्टि का अर्थ ये होता है, you are seeing the world, but you are seeing the world from a sadhaka standpoint perspective, not like a samsari. If the world is carrying any value for us for sadhana, we are in it. If not, we have withdrawn into ourselves. These are all abilities we have to gather. All of them put together are called tapasya, which are essential. वो आता रहेगा, एक 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 करते जाएंगे तो आते रहेंगे. And without all this, don't expect the Brahma Anubhuti comes. And without Brahma Anubhuti, even with all theoretical knowledge, we are still Baddha only. We are not Mukta. So, Atah Param Brahma Vidya Sadhanam Tapaha Vaktavyam. Is it being registered in our heart? Be careful about it. From now onwards, the sadhana to translate the theoretical knowledge of Aham Brahmasmi into practical experience, which alone gives moksha. For that, the sadhana called as tapasya, we have to learn from the Guru. Guru is going to teach. So this is what is the main topic of Bhrugu Valli. Let us understand. So Bhrugu Valli is the tapasya taught to us, which is very essential for experiencing theoretical Brahma Vidya practically, which alone gives moksha. So second thing is what? Annadi Vishayani cha Upasanani Anuktani. And a part of that tapasya is Annamayadi koshas have to be done as an upasana, that all of them are Brahman alone. That will be taught. So for these two topics of the Annadi Brahma Upasana and also to do the tapasya, to teach us what tapasya to do, the Bhrugu Valli is being given by Shruti Mata out of her compassion. फिर थियरी बता दी, साधना नहीं बताया, तो फिर थियरी रहेगा, सिद्धि तो नहीं मिलेगा ना. So as much we give value importance at the time of study of Shiksha Valli in trying to know the Upasana and do, and as much value we give while studying Brahma Vidya in second Brahmananda Valli, so equal value we have to give for doing what sadhana or tapasya taught in the third Bhrugu Valli. And remember, the details will be very less, not very elaborately told. नहीं कुछ ही बताया, और वो इसको करने में ही हम तो है ना पीछे हटते हैं. Whoever is able to cross those limitations and barriers of laziness or irresponsibility by taking it as a duty and with full dynamism, he takes initiative to do, he will be able to do the tapasya and reach out. So that's how we have to pray always. Somehow the Lord, give me such a strong commitment that I will do sadhana. Like you gave the commitment, you only gave to come to the class every day and do. Left to myself as a jiva, I will run into the 1,000 channels of the world. How can I be so regular to the classes from 1107 days without break? It is your kripa. So give me the same somehow commitment that I do the tapasyas and I reach to you, Bhagwan. बस मेरी दृष्टि सिर्फ परमात्मा आपको पाने में ही रह जाए. When we intensely pray, then वो अपने जादू करते हैं. And remember, without the Saguna Paramatma Upasana, the Nirguna Brahma का पहुंचना impossible है. Those who don't understand it and निर्गुण करके दुर्गुण में चले जाते हैं, they never reach Paramatma. That is why the upasanas are taught to us. Vyas Bhagavan is not Buddhu that after writing Brahma Sutras and compiling Veda, why did he give all Purana Itihas? अगर उस उपासना की जरूरत नहीं है तो. Understood? No? We have to do all this and pray to the Lord. Give me that commitment to realize self. Give me the ability to do the due tapasya for it. Let me have the clarity of what tapasya to do and let me involve only in that 24 hours. एक दिन ऐसे आ जाए मेरे जिंदगी में कि सिवाय आपको पाने का दूसरा कोई लक्ष्य नहीं, जिसमें इवन खाना पीना भी लाइक परीक्षित में छोड़ सकूं. छोड़ सकूं मीन्स पूरे मर नहीं जाना, minimizing it. Not even one thought of the food, not even one thought of entertainment, not even one thought of rest or sleep. More than what is due or required. बस 2 मिनट गए, खाना खाए, एक रोटी, आ गए, then साधना. So और थक गए तो 2-4 घंटे सो गए, came back. And zero other involvement with the world. Because all bakwas. It is totally opposite to our spiritual unfoldment. Agree? By being more and more with the world is real and Brahman is mithya. In this, ignorance will become more stronger. We have aimed at Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. If Brahma Satyam, you have to pursue Brahman. If Jagat Mithya, you have to withdraw from Jagat. If you are doing the other way around, of involving in Jagat and not in Brahman, what are we doing? Brahma Mithya, Jagat Satyam. That's what we are going on doing for millions of lives. Therefore, ahara nidra are required, but not the third one of unnecessary involvement with anybody for any reason. कुछ नहीं, zero कर देना उसको. Then only all that extrovertedness, distraction, creation of the impressions, from that we can pull our अंतःकरण. नहीं तो बाहर ले गए इस अंतःकरण को, खराब करवाई, अब उस खराब अंतःकरण से you want to do meditation, कैसा होगा? No, even this simple, most important, common sense beginning sadhanas also we have not understood so far. Simple, important, simple common sense. Ki sadhana is done by antakarana. Antakarana has to be pure and single pointed. To make it so, I have to do only upasanas and don't take them into the world outside. ये जो सबसे important, सबसे पहली बात भी हमको समझ में नहीं आता. That's how the spiritual maturity is different from just listening to the classes, attending some, what is it, upasana, puja. वो सब कोई भी कर सकते. But the inner dignity and maturity is this type. Wherein in his own Gambhirata, by his own choice, just is in his own self. Anybody calls says, thank you, you have invited me. I want to come, but this is the reason I can't come. But anyway, I wish you all the best. That is how a Gambhira works. वो गंभीरता नहीं है. तो anybody calls for anybody's marriage, you go, and if nobody is marrying, you marry 22nd time. These are all immaturity. No. 1 hour only I go bless that couple and come. That 1 hour is enough for creating 1,000 impressions. No, that sensitivity is called tapasya. Then doing it willingly. I have to aim at my Brahma Tattva. For that, I need the tremendous amount of energy and concentration. Then only I can go deep inside. How can I squander my concentration and the powers for this? If this understanding is not there, then these emotions, these obligations, these type of excuses come. Then we are not sincere sadhak. We are very sincere samsar. So sincere some people are in their own social services. इतना sincere होते हैं. But they never understand, बाबा ये संसार है. Otherwise, why did भगवान से सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम व्रज? Then we justify. No, करना है, no. And then tathastu, what Bhagavan can do. One common sense is that we are given spiritual Vedantic Upanishadic ज्ञान. अब उपनिषद ज्ञान भी वही भगवान दे रहे हैं ना, जो भगवान आपको वो चीजें पहले दी. अब दोनों में कौन सा इंपॉर्टेंट ये है, तो फिर इसके लिए उसको छोड़ना है ना, उसके लिए इसको नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए. Is it not? That common sense will come when we ask the Guru, but we don't ask the Guru because we have ego. Silent, soft ego to decide for ourselves. And we decide only something other than our own sadhana. These are all very minute, very subtle things. इन सबको मैनेज करना पड़ता है. ये सब मिलकर ही evolution. You can't neglect even one thing. So all this is called tapasya, this inquiry. The 24 hours keeping busy in thinking that what to do to make myself sattva-guni, what to do to make myself introverted, what to do to get out of my extroverted nature, what are the things and beings are all the involvements I'm involved in, are they worthy, how to bring. This effort is tapasya. ऐसे बुद्धू घोंच उगले बैठते हैं, कुछ सोचते नहीं, कुछ करते नहीं. It's laziness, it's not tapasya. Spiritual life is highly active and dynamic at the intellect level to think and get out of all problem creating involvements. and involving in all sadhanas. That all is called tapasya. करना पड़ता है. Good, that first tapasya of being regular to class. Without giving them this tapasya, we have to add them. And all those things, price we have to pay. Then only the evolution happens. अब देखो कोई ऐसे स्मॉल एमएलए या काउंसलर बनना है. Is it just a small little thing? He'll have to have so much money, he'll have to give it to the party fund, then they give you that chance. Then throughout the months together, you have to go to every of the ward council, सबको भीख मांग मांग के वोट डालो, कितने बार चिल्लाना पड़ता है. Is it not telling your own कि मैं ये करूंगा वो करूंगा, तब जाकर जनता जनार्दन कृपा करे तो वोट डालेंगे, तब जाकर काउंसिलर. Till the internal quarrel happens. If it internal quarrel happens, again you have to give it up. So to become that small thing, that much tapasya to do. Then to discover the Brahman from the place where we are, from the situation where we are, it demands its own tapasya, due effort. And lagan hai, when we are aiming at the highest result, the toughness, difficulty will be also of the highest. है ना, एक मंजिल आप चढ़ते हो, आपको 15-20 ही सीढ़ियां होते हैं, आपका एफर्ट उतना ही है. बट यू हैव टू क्लाइम द एवरेस्ट. To climb the Everest, you can never have rest. It is so huge. So to achieve the worldly things, that is effort. But you want to get the Brahma Anubhuti and get moksha, then the efforts, tapasya also will be due. We have to accept it. That dignity, that maturity we have to have. And then let us start doing. Start doing small by small doses. Slowly it can increase. Refusing to do, not accepting the need of doing is the crime we can commit against ourselves. Then all the theory heard will be waste. हाँ, मैं भी सुना था 4-5 उपनिषद स्वामी लगाए थे, बेचारा उनके लिए कोई जा नहीं रहा था, आत्म शांति के लिए हम गए थे. अब वेयर आर यू नाउ? और स्वामी जी छोड़ दिए उपनिषद बोलना, मैं भी छोड़ दिया सुनना, अब मैं वही पहले वाले बिजनेस व्यापार में बिजी हूँ. What is the business? Troubling the children, troubling the grandchildren, troubling the bahu and the neighbors. I'm doing the same. This will happen to us. देखो गुरुदेव जी से देखना सीखना हमको. Once look forward ना, again don't look backward. एक बार आगे देखना सीख लिया परमात्मा को, पीछे मुड़ना नहीं, फिर बस चलते बढ़ो आगे, चाहे कितने भी मुश्किलात हो. कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा, all the patriotic songs. This is called tapasya. You understand? पिछले वाला जिंदगी हमको खींचता रहता है, उससे विथस्टैंड करना भी तपस्या है. आगे वाला रास्ता पहाड़ का तरह है, हिम्मत हौसले से आगे भी बढ़ना है. नथिंग इज इजी. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड तपस्या. Tapa means only difficulty. Tapa, so much of difficulty it is. And difficulty but not impossible. And we have to go through them. It's the same thing I am telling. आपके गली में वाला मंदिर में जाना कोई आसान है, बट गो टू कैलाश मानसरोवर एंड परिक्रमा करा के आओ, उसका फिर अलग ही मेहनत होता है, करके आओ. सेम वे जैस कोई भजन कीर्तन अटेंड करो, क्या है उसमें, somebody calls you, sit there, they give prasad, you take and come. बट ब्रह्म विद्या को अध्ययन करके मेडिटेशन करना एंड गोइंग एंड लिसनिंग भजन संध्या, इज दे नॉट सेम. दिस नीड्स इट्स ओन एफर्ट एंड तपस्या. देवरु ब्रह्म विद्या साधनम अतः परम वक्तव्यम. सुनकर हमको भी कर्तव्यम. देन अन्नादि विषयाणि च उपासनानि अनुक्तानि. वो अन्न का ब्रह्म के रूप में है, उपासना करो बोला, लेकिन डिटेलली नहीं बोला ना, वो भी बताने का है. वक्त अनुक्तानि इति अतः इदम आरभ्यते. फॉर द सेक ऑफ दैट दिस थर्ड भृगुवल्ली हैज बिगन. And from tomorrow, straight away, mantra we take up and start doing word by word adhyana. I want to study thoroughly for my sake, not missing anything as much as we can. ओके, लकीली इन दिस भृगुवल्ली 3-4 अनुवाक ऐसे उड़ा सकते हैं बिना अध्ययन के. क्यों? बिकॉज देयर आर सेम थिंग. So it will not take 426 days as the first two Anuvakas took or Valli. ये तो 10 दिन में खत्म हो जाएगा. If we enter into the groove of contemplation, and the subject matter, because most of it is repeated only, but very essential. So let us just chant the mantra once today, then pray to the Guru Parampara and God, especially our Vedavyasa Vaishmani Agnivalkya, Adi Shankara, that we are able to understand what is tapasya, which is a sadhana for Brahma Vidya, making it to Anumuti, and maybe do it. So, Taittiriya Bhrugu Valli Prathamanuvagaha. Chant once. Om Bhrugurvai Varunihi वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत् प्रोवाच अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगं होवाच यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यतो सतपस्तप्त्वा. फर्स्ट अनुवाद. कितना मजेदार है इसमें बातें. चलो एंजॉय करेंगे कल के दिन. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे वेदव्यास वैशंपायने याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. ऋषिभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Friends, thank you. Learn just to be regular with that pure heart as you have already, and keep grasping what is said. And through these words, our Guru Parampara is blessing, repairing us, having entered into our heart. है ना. अगर हम द्वार खोलकर हमारे दिल का अलो करते हैं ना ये गुरु परंपरा की वाणी, that goes and does immense and tremendous job of doing the required repair. है ना. शब्द रूप अवतार लेकर गुरु भगवान हमारे हृदय में जा सकते हैं. एंड दे हेल्प अस इन दैट इंक्वायरी व्हिच वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट हाउ टू चेंज आवर होल लाइफ फॉर betterment, spiritual unfoldment. All these things will click in our heart when we allow our Guru God to enter. तो आ जाए, उनके प्रणाम करें गुरुओं को और उनको हवाला कर दें, उनके हवाले हमका हो जाए, then let them do. And we also consciously, जहाँ हम फिसल रहे हमको भी. Like in a flight, the pilot will take off the flight, but we also have to put the belt and manage our own sitting. दोनों है, हमारा भी मेहनत भगवान का. The Guru will take us in the flight up above, the God and Guru. But we also have to purchase the ticket, go, take the boarding pass, enter and put the belt, sit. ऐसा करो हो जाएगा. And all in good spirit, observe the mind. Hope it is not carrying any wrong emotions, wrong notions of dislikings, disinterested questions or doubts. ये सब खचरा फेंक देना. A simple heart of thank you God and Guru, you are giving us Upanishad Jnanam. It is like Ravana, Vibhishana said and all. Whether we deserve or not, we don't know, but it is your Kripa which is making us get these things. Please keep us on this path. In that humble, simple, childlike mentality, not childish, childlike mentality and prayers when we are, then we are made more and more qualified. Lord and Guru wants to make us qualified for sadhana siddhi. But for them to make us qualified, we are not available to them. So become available. When we learn to become available, then they slowly mount us. For that only, every day we are taking all the names of Rishi, Muni and Guru, praying to them, oh Lord, this jiva is available to you. Please mold. please take towards you. Let the understanding become more and more clear. Let the conviction and commitment be more and more stronger. Let me have the guts to do what is to be done and to avoid what is to be avoided. इस तरह से हमको आगे बढ़ना है. थैंक यू.